know? So, you know, I don't play about them Saints. Shout out to Draye, shout out to Jerry. Let's go. Who that, ayy? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Let's get it on the play, march. These boys know what it is when you messing with the champ. And they ain't young jock, but you know it's going down. They ain't really talking flame, but I'm the hottest around. And they ain't worried about it, cause you know how it is when you get into that bag. You get into that bag when you chase into that bag. You get into that bag when you run into that bag. You chase into that bag when you get into that bag. You chase into that bag, yeah. All I see is dollar signs, money on my mind.
Welcome back to WhoDatTV. I am your host, Draye Allen. Today we have our Week 15 Breesy Picks of the Week recap. And we're going to be talking about Falcons getting swept by you know who. And much more, man. We're going to get into all that. My boy J.Floyd, he's running a little behind. He's going to get here, though. But let me bring in our other host, my brother. Y'all know that dude, Ken.
Yes, sir. What it do, man? Who that nation?
Bring out the brooms,
man.
Bring
them out. Big sweeps, man.
Bring out
sweeps,
the
man.
brooms,
We finishing the year strong, baby.
I don't care how this
season is
going, man. We gonna finish this year strong.
Yeah, we finishing the season strong, baby. Hey, first thing first. I always want to start by thanking everybody tuning in, everybody watching, everybody that's liked, shared, that's dealt with me. I know I've been nonstop spamming, man, about our podcast, but we're doing our best to try to grow, and I just hope you guys are going to grow with us, man. We're having a blast with it. So if anybody that's watching, please just like, share, and please hop in the comments, talk to us. We got some special guests that's going to be in here today. So we want everybody interacting. We love the opinions. We love talking. I'm always in the comments. I like talking to people in the comments. Talking trash in the comments, man. What's up, man? It feels good though, baby. Happy Wednesday, man. Christmas is around the corner, man.
Happy Wednesday.
It's the season to be jolly. Saints and the Saints, the Saints. Let's get it, baby.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Man, we're gonna hop into our Week 15 Breesy Picks of the Week, but like you said, Ken, we got special guests in here today. So
yes, sir.
Let's bring in our first special guest today.
Who that, baby?
Let's get it, man. Your boy.
Hey! Hold on. Let's get my business. Hey, Keith, we gotta get the other host up in here real quick. Get your butt up in here, Floyd.
There you go.
Wow. Y'all can hear me? Check 1, check 2. Y'all can hear me?
On me, we hear you.
Hey, what's good, everybody? What up, Keith? I see you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Go Hines in the flesh, y'all.
Hey, off rip, baby. First comment of the day.
Yeah. Hold on, Floyd. Hold on, man. I can't have you stunting on me like that, man. Hold on, bro. Let me put on mine too, bro.
Hey,
let me put on mine too,
man. Look, I ain't stunting on nobody.
Hey.
We out and about.
Is that a Puff Daddy coat? Is that a Puff Daddy coat?
Oh, man, look, y'all chill on me.
Hey, we live, baby. Hey, it's lit up in here, man. Yeah. I'm glad you can make it, my guy. It ain't a show without you.
Good to see y'all. Who
that sleepy? Hey, we can't be having none of this up in here. We can't. Go on somewhere with this.
Man, hold your jersey up one more time. Yeah, man. That's where it's at. We ain't worried about no dogs over here. I don't care y'all beat us this year.
I know what y'all wondering, chat. I know what y'all wondering. Y'all like, man, who is this dude in the bottom left box, man? That's yours truly. That's Marquis Hines, man. One of the day ones, one of the homies, man. Fellow LSU fan, Packers fan. He is a Bucks fan. unfortunately. But we definitely agree with the LSU part. We know he got some chromosomes working up in there because he's a Tiger. But Keith's taking the time of his night to hop in here and talk his knowledge, talk his football talk. We're gonna start it off early, not late, with the good old Packers and Rams matchup here, man.
I was live off this game. It was a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
Better than I thought.
What's your thoughts, Keith?
Man, what can I say? Everybody, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I got about 40 to 45 new gray hairs watching the Packers. This is one of the few games I didn't cut it off at halftime this season. But we got the dub. But against the Rams, you lose to the Rams, something's wrong. So at least we.
Hey, especially this year, huh, Keith? Especially this year.
They got Baker Mayfield. He's been there for 2 days.
Literally.
Everybody was clowning the Raiders when they lost to the Rams after Baker Mayfield showing up 48 hours before leads into a dub. But yeah, man, the Packers got life. I think earlier this week there was a 12% chance that we make the playoffs. So number 12, green and gold, that's deadly. That's the last number you want to see on the other side of the field, number 12.
Nah, for real.
So
yeah.
Cold weather game. So, LA comes to Green Bay. Jalen Ramsey, public enemy number 1 in Green Bay. Everybody can't stand Jalen Ramsey in Green Bay. He did have a little forced fumble. I'll give him that. But, no, Green Bay looks all right. It looks like they're surging a little bit. They got a little bit of life. Basically, everything that we needed to happen for us to get into the playoffs with help has happened.
Yep.
Teams losing. So I think what needs to happen is the Seahawks need to lose one of their last 3, and I think either the Commanders or Giants need to lose 2 out of their last 3, and then we got to win out. Damn near. So
y'all in a Saints scenario where you need a bunch of stuff we've got to rely on some other ones. Yeah.
They're not as down bad as us.
Hey, but I gotta ask why you here. You're a true fan. How long you been a fan of the Packers since you came out the womb, right?
I came out of the womb. Born and
so
raised.
I gotta ask you this year, out of every year, because we've seen A-Rod do it. Essentially, I wouldn't say without talent, but we've seen him do it with less. We've seen him do it with more. What's y'all biggest downfall this year, man? Like, why do you feel like this year is the year where you've dominated the NFC North for, since I can understand football, I feel like, right? So what is what's keeping that from this year? Like, what's keeping y'all from doing that this year? You guys,
right.
Yeah.
I got 2 reasons for you. One, the biggest reason, we were projected preseason to have a top 5 defense. Our defense is awful, horrible. Joe Barry, our D coordinator, it's because we have dogs on defense. We got a lockdown corner.
Yes.
Who might not be playing that well this year, but Jaire Alexander is a lockdown corner.
Facts.
He's got the kind of attitude you need in a number 1 corner. So we got him. We did have an all-pro last season, all-pro inside linebacker, Devondre Campbell. And then Kenny Clark, all-pro nose tackle. We had Rashawn Gary, who actually went out with an ACL tear. So we got guys at all levels that are dogs that can play. The scheme is bad. The zone scheme is bad.
Say, Keys, what you feel about that comment right there, man?
That's my hey. I'm going there.
Glow crazy. Hey, you know who that is, right? Do you need me to name drop?
Glow crazy 35. Yeah, I feel like they're talking about more right now than they're talking about overall, like the whole precipice of his career. Right now, I wouldn't even say he's trash right now, but I see where they're coming from if they're only judging off of this season.
Yeah.
So
And then
I understand it.
Reason number 2, you can't have the same offensive scheme when you lose your number 1 and number 2 wide receiver. You just can't. And so our best player right now is Aaron Jones. No matter what, he should touch the ball more than anybody else.
Yes.
And it shouldn't even be close. Christian Watson, the rookie's coming on. So we have 2 good rookie wide receivers, but these rookie wide receivers ain't Justin Jefferson. They're not Jamar Chase. They're not immediate year 1 come in and dominate rookies. They need a few years, and we'll be all right, but we don't have Rodgers for that long, so we'll see how it goes.
That's the thing. That window is closing every year. He gets a little bit older.
Green Bay has been pretty arrogant about not changing. We lose a guy, we got 12, so we can run what we run. And that's not the case. You lose Devontae Adams, and nobody talks about our second wide receiver last year was MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who went to the Chiefs. So we lost number 1 and 2, and you try to run the same scheme. It's just not going to work. It takes years to develop chemistry, the type of chemistry that Rodgers needs his receivers to be great, and he's throwing double-digit interception, which he hasn't done in like 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So lots of things going wrong in Green Bay, but we got life. Somehow, some way, we got life. We got a chance to make Detroit and Minnesota still let them know we're big brother. We got one more game each, so we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be so tough, bro.
And y'all are
NFC.
on a 2-game winning streak, so hey,
Minnesota's frauds. Minnesota's frauds. I'm saying that right now.
I feel that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm
hopping. They look more like frauds than y'all do.
Man, I'm hopping on that. I'm liking what I know you're not gonna like this, but I'm liking what the Lions are actually putting together. I it's weird. Like for some reason, like I'm not mad that they're doing what they're doing. That's like one of those teams where it's like you can't really hate the Lions. They come out there and they just
especially
doing their
off
thing.
that last year, bro.
It might be the hard knocks effect. That's got me saying it.
That's what got me.
But
too, bro.
I do love what they bring to the table. I like underdogs that work like they're working, that's fighting like they're fighting. Start off 1-6 and they're what are they 7-7 right now?
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish we had that type of vibes over here in New Orleans, but I could dig it, man. I could dig it.
Detroit has been down bad for so long that I feel like now they're probably the most likable team in the NFL. Even being in the conference, you got Dan Campbell going crazy. You got the hard knocks, and you got Jared Goff playing maybe the best that he's played.
Truthfully,
they thought that was a death sentence sending him to the Lions. They thought it was kind of a joke. They thought it was a horrible trade. Stafford for Goff. Now look at him. Damn near the most exciting team in the NFL. So I'm not gonna knock the Lions. I actually do root for them, until they play Green Bay. So I'm liking what Detroit's doing.
Hey, you know who I'm really digging over there though in Green Bay. I gotta say, he started off rough, but that man Christian Watson, man, I like his frame. That's 6'4" speed demon. I think that man is gonna be ridiculous once he gets those like kinks out. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that he's bad at is very fixable. You know what I'm saying? And you can't teach nobody built like that. Like someone that size, moving that fast, that's kind of like it's hard to find. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table for the rest of the season and just in general, his future.
He just got to get his routes. He gets his routes right, he'll be dangerous. I mean, he's already dangerous with the speed. Yeah. But if you can route somebody with the size and the speed that he has, he'll be dangerous. He'll get there, maybe a year or two, but he'll get there.
Yeah, I liked how Green Bay
balls. Then he loses.
I loved how Green Bay continued to give him the confidence that he needed because you could have easily wrote him off, right? Like when receivers, because he started off rough, like the first game of the season, it was a breadbasket throw by A-Rod that's not shocking, and boom, he drops it, right? You're like, oh crap, this man here.
First play.
First play. Yeah. But I love like that last game, seeing them get the ball in his hands and letting him get those touches. I'm like, all right, they fooling with dude. Like y'all showing him love. And that's what keeps receivers happy, right? Because when you continue to show your faith for this player that you know you're capable of making plays, and what the man scored how many touchdowns in the last 5 weeks, right? And just seeing how he finished the game, because you guys could easily just ran the clock out. But I love that kind of like that underneath route that they had in run. It kind of remind me of the Rams back with like Robert Woods, how they used him running underneath the line, nice little flat route, and then Watson with his legs making plays, getting his yards off of that. That was dope. I could dig it. He's like my favorite player on that Packers team. I do like him. So
yeah, there's a lot of good young players in that whole entire division, to be honest. Like the best players in y'all division, I feel like are unless you're counting Rodgers and the quarterbacks, but are all under like 25. You got Jay Jettis, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, like you said, Christian Watson, like all of them going crazy. I know Aaron Jones is a little bit up there, but that whole division is so fun to watch. Justin Fields, I'll even throw his name in there as one of the lower guys, but he's look, man, look. He gonna cut up on a defense once or twice every game. So
look,
hey, he was low key cutting up on the Eagles game though,
Yep.
man.
he was fighting. But here's the thing, man, and I don't want to go deep into no Bears like defending thing, but the dude fighting for his life, I can't. He's playing for the Bears, right? And right now, the Bears is a team you go to die. Like, let's be realistic. Like, there's no growth there, right? You got a lot of good talent. Like, people know how good Darnell Mooney is, but we're not going to get to see how good Darnell Mooney really is because where he's at. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing nice about the Bears. Maybe Fields doesn't have a lot to work with. So St. Brown is a starter for the Bears, and he was 5th, 6th wide receiver rotation in Green Bay, practice squad guy, and he's starting for your team. I mean, that says everything you need to say about what they're doing to help Justin Fields.
Of course.
But yeah,
they thought they did something with Claypool. They thought they made the move, and they went and got Claypool. And Claypool. They just going to grab a bunch of number 2s and 3s, and it's like
exactly. You
got to get that's. It's kind of. I don't want to go down this path, but it seems like it's a repeat pattern because it's happening to Justin Fields. It's happening to Lamar Jackson, right? Like these are guys that are probably like they are. Lamar's proven himself. I think Justin Fields can be a good QB, but none of their organizations are surrounding them with the weapons to help them make it easier. You know what I'm saying? Like they keep criticizing, but they're not helping these players. Like you get all these talent that floods out there, right? You got even before OBJ got hurt again, you got OBJ out there. You got all these people, and are you trying to sign them? Are you trying to get them right? So
Ken, you know what's crazy is you could have lumped, preseason or before Jalen Hurts had his success. You could have lumped in him with Justin Fields, Lamar, the way they play. But look what happened when Fields got two receivers. You got Devontae Smith and you got A.J. Brown. And now
Hurts,
he's MVP. So now you look at, Justin Fields or you look at Lamar Jackson. If they had those two type of players on the outside, come on. So they got those teams. And also, they're trying to do it in Arizona, but Arizona's falling apart. They tried to get, they got D-Hop, but then they tried to sign Hollywood to surround Kyler with some talent like that. But they got more problems. But, these young quarterbacks are good. They just need help. A little bit of help.
Crazy.
MVP type.
Wow. He said they're going 5-12. Hey, see what? Okay. No, that ain't the Eagles talking.
That was at 5-12.
But
man,
no, them Packers moving, man. They moving up there. Like I said,
they cruising. They finish. They trying to finish strong.
Hey, like Keith said, if they drop some games, bro, if the Lions drop some games, they're gonna be on top of them. It's the only thing I see, man, really is them Vikings. They still hold strong up there. But what you said, the Seahawks need to drop some games.
Seahawks need to lose 1 out of their last 3, and the Giants and I believe the Commanders got to lose 2 out of their last 3.
Okay.
And I like the way the Giants are trending. Honestly, Seahawks might lose them all. The way they're trending too, so
hey, because they
great point.
And now it's just downhill right now.
Yeah, they lost their running back, and just it seems like they're losing something every single day. They didn't have any ability to run the football, no matter who they put in the backfield last week, and I think that's going to kind of continue, unfortunately. So yeah, it's looking good for you guys. There's definitely a pathway for y'all to get through. I wish it was more of a pathway for the New Orleans Saints to get through. But somebody got to get it.
Somebody got to get in there. Big facts.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, but before we lose, Mr. Keith said I know there's something else he want to talk about before he get out.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Go ahead, flip the hat.
All right, so I cut the game on. Drew Holiday late 3 dagger against the Pelicans. Did it to his old team. The Milwaukee Bucks are definitely the best team in the NBA. They might be losing right now. I checked it on the score. I think they were losing to someone in the East. I think they're losing to right now. But Giannis, Drew, K-Mid. I'll never mention that guy that plays for Duke that starts for us because I'm a Duke hater. But
Grayson, for those for y'all who ain't listening, who don't know.
Yeah,
talking about depth though, when you talk about depth and a big 3, the Bucks got it. Brook playing like an all-star after being hurt all last year, knocking down threes. He's probably one of the top candidates for Defensive Player of the Year right now. Then you got Drew, on-ball defender, who, the best scorers in the NBA can score on anybody. So there's no lockdown defenders in the NBA anymore because the offensive talent is way too good. But when you got two-way players like Drew and Giannis and Brook, and those are your big 3, come on now. Milwaukee.
Hey, you know how I feel about Drew.
I like Giannis, man. Hey, that boy, ever since he won that championship with y'all too, yeah, that dude. I said it, bro. I said, hey, him, everybody looking at Zion to be like the next LeBron, quote unquote, but hey, Greek freak, different. Real different. All he needed to do is really like work on his shooting, and he's picking up on that too,
Hey, you know how I feel about
Giannis.
You know how I feel about Drew.
Hey, Giannis is so good. Giannis is probably the only NBA player besides like LeBron, Kobe, MJ that they're so good that their brother just gets a free spot on the team just because they're so good. Bro, Giannis's brother, I love him. I love the whole, Antetokounmpo family. He is not an NBA player, bro. And he gets to play for the Bucks just because his brother is the best player in the world right now.
Literally.
That doesn't say everything you need to know about him. I don't know what does.
Yeah, and I like what Cobb said, the comment they put in on Twitch. They lost by about 8 to Cleveland, but that's a really good Cleveland Cavaliers team. And like y'all said, the Bucks might be the best team. They might not be the hottest team at any point this season, but going into the postseason later, a few months from now, they might be the best team in the league. It's just a lot, man. Giannis is such a load.
Sitting on that 22-9 record, that's nice.
Yeah, y'all balling. I mean, we gotta keep it real. I have zero hate for Giannis. I love the fact that we all got to watch Giannis come in the league, practically nothing, and become probably arguably the best player in the NBA right now. Like, progression is crazy. Like, I think Giannis is probably the only person that did not have high expectations that's like considered like a top 5 player, right? You can go down top 10. You can go down a whole list. Most of all those players, they're supposed to be what they are, right? Like, Giannis was just some guy overseas, right? And always people overseas was considered bust most of the time, right? Giannis coming here and he doing what he doing. He's him. He will always be him.
And not only and Giannis has shown. Giannis is one of the few NBA players I've ever seen that if they need to work on parts of their game, it shows the next season. Or, right. It's especially so free throws, the worst part of his game, it shows in flashes. In the biggest moment, NBA Finals, Game 6, the last game of the series, you go, 17 for 19 from the stripe? Yep. That's crazy. If you're a bad free throw shooter, bad free throw shooters do not have those type of free throw games ever. 17 or 19, no way. And also, look at Giannis's the other part of his work ethic is he just transformed his body completely. Look at him when he came in the league, bro. Yeah. String bean, couldn't lift, and now he's massive. He's huge.
Dude, that's what I'm about to say. Dude came in the league like this, buddy.
Man.
Hey, but
I swear it's like Giannis looks at the list of things that people criticize him the year before, and all offseason he's just like, I'm gonna hit this, I'm gonna hit this, I'm gonna hit this. Now he can handle the ball. He's got a little mid-range, and he shoots threes. Like, come on, man.
I was about to say, you said it best. He just worked. Like, you worked at your game, and you perfected. Like, he came in the league right when people seen Giannis come and shoot a 3. You probably just like, oh, shoot. Like, what the heck, right? But you got people like Ben Simmons. That's no excuse. Look at Giannis. No excuse.
Bro,
I'm about to curse. Get your butt in the gym, man.
Hey, one more thing before I go. My granddad, God bless his heart, he lives in Milwaukee now. Still, he watches every Bucks game. If Giannis shoots a 3 and he misses, he'll start screaming at the TV, trade Giannis, cut Giannis, trade him. He cannot stand when he shoots a 3. It is hilarious, bro. But he'll knock it down. He'll knock every, third, fourth, maybe fifth one down. But
for real though, every once in a while, you'll knock it up.
You're averaging 30 and 10, 30 and 12. Let him shoot 3s. Let him shoot a couple a game. He might knock down 1 or 2. You average that many points. You play like Giannis plays, man. I don't care if you brick 3 in a row. You want to shoot him, let him fly.
Hey, Keys,
that's what I'm saying. Like if he gets consistent with it, boy, like with
unstoppable.
Last one, Keys. This is for you know who, man. Go ahead and say what you got to say to people who say Giannis ain't got no bag, man.
50 points, Game 6, NBA Finals MVP. That's all I got to say.
Says it all. Says it all, huh?
You heard him.
Says it all.
Y'all heard him.
Says it all, man.
So all them no bag Giannis people, man. Keep that to yourself, man.
Man, somewhere else. Keep it somewhere else.
Hey, again, man, this is everybody tuned in. This is Marquis Hines, man, coming in, blessing us with his talk, man.
Yes,
one of the day ones. We appreciate you for supporting us. We appreciate you for hopping in here, man. You're welcome anytime, man. We definitely gonna do this more often.
Hey,
man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Go Tigers.
Finish.
I'll say who that one time.
Hey, finish with Go Tigers.
I just need one. I just need it once.
Let's get it. Hey, but I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Go Tigers, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Go Tigers.
Nah, and good luck on the rest of y'all season, man. Somebody got to do it.
Hey, hopefully the Packers turn around. If not, man, at least I didn't finish last in fantasy like my boy Ken.
Oh, I'm gone. Boot him. Get him out of here.
All right, Keith. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, young man. Appreciate you, young goat man. That's my guy, man. That boy Keisha Hines.
Goat man.
Hey, we were so happy to get Keith in here, bro. We really did not even get into our sponsors, y'all. Like we didn't get into the sponsors, so we gonna touch on that.
Yeah, let's touch on that. Let's touch on that. I'm sorry. Hey, we sorry, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah,
we got 9. Hey, what we got in here? How many people watching? Hey, I want y'all. We about to show these sponsors. I really want y'all to go to these sites. Please follow what we about to drop in here, man. Type it in on Instagram, all that. Go to the site. Please support. Starting with yours truly, Bunninis, man. You know what it is. www.bunninis.com. Got your freshest beanies that you can holler. Hey,
I say it again. www.bunninis.com.
You see it.
I got the cream one on. That mug so.
Yeah, Draye's fire. You gotta rock all black with the cream on the top. You can't go wrong.
Hey, Draye, hey, put Floyd back on the screen, man. Put Floyd back on the screen, man. Floyd, get the shut up beanie, man. Show him the detail in that. They on BC, man. Hey, rest in peace to my cousin Bun, man. Lil Bun. Bernard, aka Lil Bun, man. We grew up together, man. That's been my day one. I'm telling you, man. They used to call me a little track star since I would call me Forrest. And when I came across Bun, when I met my match, that was one of the few people that could dust me down the street, man. And God rest his soul is one of the hardest things to hear. People die every day. People leave this earth way too soon. But his family has worked their butts off, and they put this together because it's something that Bun wanted. And they are doing really well with this. And I appreciate everybody that has gone and purchased. I have friends that have no idea who Bun is. They send me pictures that they purchased it, and that's love. Please, people, please. Go to the site and check it out. Read the bio, man. It's not only money going towards anybody's pocket. This is going towards a good cause to basically fallen soldiers to go to their families, right? Because this happens to many people because Bun did serve. So all due respect, man. All respect for my guy. Like I said, you do get something out of it still. You got the very affordable freaking beanies, man. I'm rocking them with the Yeezy runners, man. The black ones, man. I got the orange with the gold Syracuse dunks, man. What you mean?
Yes,
look at that.
Look. I might have to cop that pink joint. Hey,
you hear me?
You hear me? I throw the pink joint.
Y'all see.
Look, you can kind of see it
fit
together with the pink.
Where my Carolina fans at, man? I know y'all can see the little blue. North Carolina, not Carolina Panthers. Boo. The red, not the Falcons. We can go something else, man. Hey, y'all can get fresh. I can see. Hey, MKE drip or drown. Match it with the 5 red 4s with that red beanie, man. Come on, man. Speaking of
them.
Speaking of drip or drown, put it on the screen, man. Put it on the screen.
Speaking of them, man, this is our other sponsor, MKE Drip or Drown. Hey, man, go follow your boy London, man. London got all the 5 kicks you need, all type of drip. Like he just caught the cherry. Show us on the last podcast all the cherries he had. He got more than that, man. He copping day by day, bro. Y'all go support London, man. He putting up fire shoes on his Instagram every day, bro. Every day,
man.
He's doing numbers and he ships the same day. So if you got a last minute gift, anything that you need last minute, DM or personal message, at MKE_drip_drown on IG, and London will get you right, man, and it'll do it on the same exact day.
Hey, if you're not purchasing shoes, it's okay. There's no hate. There's nothing. All we want you to do is still go to the page, follow and share, because I guarantee you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. If you know, you know. That's a bar right there.
Yes, sir.
But share the page. So you right there, man. MKE_drip_drown. Somebody's looking for some heat for their feet. Somebody trying to send their kid back to school in January with some nice panda dunks, because you know the kids these days love some pandas, boy. They love it.
Shoes.
Panda, man.
Panda.
I got balls in the little.
No, that's facts though. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So if it ain't for you, it might be for the next man. If it ain't for the next man, let them know anyway, because it might be for the person on the other side of them. So
pop quiz, man.
_drip_drown. Get them right, man.
Floyd, man, pop quiz, man. Chat, man. If you know what song that's from, man, put it in the comments right now. If you really listen to music, man.
Talk to me. Oh, where that song? Where that quote from?
They said that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Oh, that's
true. I thought you were talking about Look, I thought y'all was talking about Panda.
We used to play that in the locker room,
that's so easy.
Post game.
Yeah.
That's let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. That could be London. That could be his catchphrase. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Hey, so if you want something, and if it's shoes,
let's go.
You can get it. Just let London know.
Hell yeah, boy! I just had to see what y'all said. I know y'all hype now because it's all in y'all head. Everybody is like, I know y'all will. Hey, but appreciate. Hey, again, man. Bunini's MK Drip or Drown. Go follow. Thank y'all. The people who have followed, continue to do so. Show some love, show some support, man. Just young gentlemen out here trying to make a living, grinding to grow, man. And we love to see it. We love to see it, man. People that show their passion.
And also,
man. My bad.
Also, we got our now you good, brother. We got Linktree. You can go to our Linktree right there. Type in it just like that in the search bar. It's also bring you to Bunini's and MKE Drip or Drown all the way at the bottom. We also got all our pages on there, all our Twitter pages, our Instagram page that's really going up. We getting followers by the day on that. We appreciate y'all for that love. And our Facebooks and whatever else is on there, man. Twitch, YouTube. Hey, we got a lot. So whatever, man, go follow, subscribe, like, man. Appreciate y'all for the love, man. That's the link right there, Linktree.
Yes, definitely. And the link will be in the comments. Please tap on that button. It'll bring you straight to our page where you can subscribe, follow, or like the rest of our content on all the other platforms. So we really appreciate it.
And everybody, whoever's listening on Apple Podcasts, it is LINKTR.EE with the little slash WHODATTV. Linktree, WhoDatTV. Y'all go follow that, man. Appreciate y'all.
Go follow it for sure. Appreciate you. Man, I love technology. That's one of the coldest things. We was able to get that all in one. I noticed that, hey, we all lazy. People ain't doing nothing if they can't click it. They not typing nothing in. So if y'all can't click the link and go follow, I know something wrong with y'all. I know that.
Boom, boom.
Hey, I know what's next, man. I I told y'all Eagles fans I had a surprise for y'all. I told y'all I had a trick up my sleeve. I was tired of getting jumped by y'all. I was tired of being the only one. But
yeah, we brought our backup. We brought some heat with us.
I got heat. I keep them on me, man. I got hitters everywhere, man.
Yeah,
Man. Hey, Draye, get my mans up in here, man.
I got you, man. Your boy Cobbs, man.
One and only.
Yes,
sir.
Welcome.
Before we get going, man, I appreciate all of y'all. Big fan of WhoDatTV. Been locked in since day one, watching it on the Sunday mornings before y'all get your picks going. I'm a big fan, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir. We thank you for taking the time to slide in here, man. Anybody that's watching this to let you know, this is James Cobbs, man. One of the another man. I got homies day ones every day, and I'm blessed to keep people like this around me. This is a roommate. Unfortunately, we weren't teammates. We were teammates for like 5 seconds on the track team. But this is Coach Cobbs, man. A nice long-term football coach, man. I'll let him tell you if he want where he coach at, what he do. But Cobbs is taking the time. He is a Cowboys fan. I know we got Cowboys fans that be in the comments.
Yes, sir.
I know we got Eagles fans in the comments.
Let them know. Let them know.
Come on now.
Hey, put it on. Hey, he put the hat on.
Now.
Yeah, you about to stir him up. You about to stir him up now.
Hey, but Cobbs coming here to bust us with some knowledge. Just a smart man. When I'm having football talk, well, we debate almost every other day. We disagree, we agree. But at the end of the day, we shake hands afterwards. But we show love. But Cobbs is gonna take the floor. And first off, we got to recap. I know you're not coming off a pretty game, but we're gonna start it off with the recap on the Jags Cowboys, man. You gotta let us know what's going on, what you thinking, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's a lot of different aspects to it because the offense did just about everything they could have done to win that game, right? Like outside of the turnover, which was a drastic killer. The defense goes out there, they force a fumble. There's a minute 50, right around 2 minutes left in the game. All you need is a first down to win it because they have 2 timeouts, right? But you go out there and you run freaking guard, tackle, counter when everybody in the stadium knows what you're doing. So you got their 3 tech, nobody blocks it, no one walls it off. They come through, they smack you. Now you're looking at 2nd and 18, and you got no chance. Like you're going to punt in that scenario every time. But I think what's even before that, you're in a scenario where you're driving down the field, you're at the 35, and you run freaking under the center speed option back to the boundary. Like the defensive ends in the NFL aren't the best athletes probably in America, right? Like those guys are 6'4 plus, 240 plus, like, and they can change direction.
That is a fact, and they like gymnasts. So, they're flexible.
2 really, really bad third down calls.
Man.
Yeah, I think those two third down calls, along with the interception, ultimately lost us that game because I think both your offense did enough to hold on up until those 2 calls and then the interception, and the defense got you the ball. That's all you can ask for with a minute 50 left.
Facts. I got to ask you, I mean, you watched that game, you watched your team play. The Jags have been on the burner. Like from a truthful standpoint, like what's your thoughts on the Jags? Do you think that these games are fluky? Do you see that they just playing really good football? Like what's your thoughts on this?
I think a big thing is that everyone knows that the Cowboys pass rush has been phenomenal, right? And our DBs have been playing really, really well, right? So they go out there and only get sacked, I think it was 2 or 3 times, and then also put up 400 yards on us. That's not a fluke. Like that's not accidental football, man. And I think that's something that's very, very undermined is how well Trevor Lawrence is playing. Right? We went out there. We gave that man cover 1 shell. We gave him cover 2. We gave him 4. We gave that man 6-man pressures. Like he read us up and made great plays. That's what happens at the end of the day when you're playing against a really good quarterback, right? Yeah. And he's gonna show. Like you keep giving that kid time to play ball, he's gonna show that he's gonna be a top quarterback in the NFL. Like I stand by that opinion. I said it when he was at Clemson, right? He lost 5-6 games from the time he was in high school to graduate in college. Like that's not an accident.
Facts. What's crazy is the people that Trevor is not talked about enough. You turn the TV on, they're talking about all kinds of people that probably, no disrespect, they probably talked about Cooper Rush and they talked about Trevor Lawrence. Right?
You're not wrong. That man was on ESPN every day.
I said the same thing, like it's crazy to me the amount of teams that don't take a chance on winners, right? That man was a winner, no matter how you look at it, right? He was the number 1 pick. So he knows how to win, right? We've seen him slice teams up. We seen him dice apart one of the best teams in the freaking nation in Bama. When he pulled up on them and sliced them up the way he did, I was like, oh yeah, he's getting picked. I'm not counting him out. You do that to that type of team, and I hate Bama, but I show them respect. You do that to a team, you are more than capable of going to the NFL and holding the team down. And he is showing that. Yeah, he is showing that. But he's young. Y'all asking this dude to come in and be a superstar off rip. You know, like people gotta grow. Team gotta grow. But that was a good win, and especially against a good defense, because I've been showing the Cowboys mad love, is specifically that defense and specifically Micah Parsons. And that man, like you said, put up 400 yards against that. Go crazy.
Man.
Go
And
crazy.
I just want to throw
too.
Trevor Lawrence stats out there real quick, bro. In 2021, bro, he threw 12 TDs with 17 interceptions and went for 3,641 yards.
Mm-hmm.
This year, he threw 3,520 yards, 24 TDs, and 7 interceptions with a 96.6 QB rating.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's a big turnaround. Mm-hmm.
It's a huge.
And
You say how many picks has he thrown this year?
7.
And the biggest thing is
touchdowns, 7 picks, 4 to
people
1.
don't
That's a
realize
4 to 1 ratio.
Hey, people don't realize it, man. That then they I know it was shocking, but they were working to get weapons in Jacksonville. Like, I know it's crazy, but they paid Kirk. Don't get me, Christian Kirk is not bad. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't think he was worth as much as he got paid, but I do think he's a good receiver. Like, he just was in an underrated system.
Yep.
You're right. Speed kills. That's a good guy. And you know who's been playing well for them? Freaking Zay Jones, dog. Zay freaking Jones has had, I think his last
3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And the week before, his last like 4 weeks, I think 3 games, he's played phenomenal. So like Zay Jones has been stepping up. They went and got like Evan Ingram, who's kind of like, who came into the league, supposed to be like a big deal. And he's kind of like relighting his career right now. I think one of the downfalls, I know the Jags kind of shoot themselves in the foot because they turn the ball over so randomly. I think Trevor, every time I've watched the Jags, I'm pretty sure I've seen Travis Etienne fumble the ball. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's fumbled the ball like every other game so far.
That's kind of true.
So
that's kind of true. And their defense is kind of, the defense is kind of like, I would say, let them down. They would have won more games this year based off of how Trevor Lawrence is playing and that offense is rolling. If they weren't allowing so many points, like if you look at their wins, they got to put up 27 plus almost. They do. The rip if they want to think about winning. So
name 3 players on that defense.
Exactly right. Kayvon Walker, and that's it. That's all I got for you, Round.
I'll tell you one, which is crazy. Freaking Rayshawn Jenkins last week against us, he led their freaking team in tackles. He's a safety. That means at least 7-8 yards down the field is the only time he's making tackles. That's their problem.
Exactly. They are hurting. Like they don't have big playmakers on that side of the ball. Like in terms of like over, like we know they got some of our boys over there from LSU, but that ain't enough, right? So they hurting, and then that better be their main target, because I think with their offense, they're capable of winning games with what they have on the offensive side. They just got to clean up like on some Dennis Allen stuff, but they got to clean up the turnovers. But on defense, they need to bring in something in the interior box to hold the fort down. I mean, everybody need a Micah Parsons. That's a generational talent, but they need somebody at least half as good or some more to help. Jason, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
that's my thing. That's my thing. You know what I really want you to talk about for the world, because it's been a constant debate. I've seen it day in and day out. I need you to talk about Zeke and Pollard. I just want to hear your thoughts on this.
All right, man. I tell you what, I don't know if you remember it or not, but Zeke had a huge breakout year. I think it was like either 17 or 18, right? Like was pretty much leading the league in rushing, did a lot of really good things, and had a great year. And at that time, I said the Dallas Cowboys should trade Ezekiel Elliott for multiple first-round picks and start Tony Pollard.
And that was after his yards per carry was like 6 something. Like
it was ridiculous. He played probably some of the top football in the NFL like in the past decade or so.
I remember you saying that.
And he was a good football player. Like, don't get me wrong, but the running back position is death in the NFL. Yeah, it is death. As soon as you pay a running back, they always diminish. They're always going to go downhill. And when you have a successful offensive line, all you need is someone competent enough to do enough. And Tony Pollard was already showing that he was an elite talent, right? And he went to a small college. He was at Memphis, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't really know how much you're going to get from him. But when you put him into all of your special teams, and he's a successful punt returner, successful kick returner, he was our third and long guy for all screens. Like, he was a very, very good back. All you needed to do is pick up someone that was cheap that could replace your 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 scenarios, and then you could have Tony Pollard do everything else. So I think that at this point, you're paying Zeke too much money to not put him on the field. But also, if it's not 4 yards or shorter, or you're not putting him in for pass pro, he should not be on the field. Like, show me Tony Pollard as often as possible, or put them both on the field together.
That's true. And if you look at the games that y'all have won and the games that y'all have lost, the correlating factor is pretty much Tony Pollard got the ball a lot this game, or in those losses, Tony Pollard didn't get the ball as much this game. So that's a big point.
Yeah. I love Tony Pollard, man. I think I've said it every week, man. Tony Pollard is different. The way he hit the gaps, the way he hit the holes, man, you could just see the difference in like how explosive he is every play.
Yeah, he's very explosive.
Man, he hit that.
Nobody can run inside zone as well as freaking Tony Pollard. Maybe outside of Miles Sanders, I give it to him. Even as a Cowboys fan, Miles Sanders can run it phenomenally, but Tony Pollard runs inside zone. Damn near
it's
the best.
crazy because you see so many backs that do this patient, like wait for a hole to open type run, right?
The Le'Veon Bell.
I was just about to say it, right? Pollard ain't waiting for nothing. That man is out of there, and it's like a lot of times, like, that's what you need. I mean, if you don't hit that hole and get them yards, and then boom, all of a sudden he running for 30, right? Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So I
want to ask Kyle this, man. I'm about to switch the mode real quick. Y'all gonna beat them Eagles Saturday?
Wait.
I think so.
No, wait, Draye, hold on. Before you talk about that, because I wanted him to say that. I got something. Hold on.
You just started something now, Draye.
The chat going crazy.
The chat going crazy. Wait a second, chat. Hold on. Just pause for a second. Before you go in there, because before the chat get crazy. How you feel about I just want to know how you feel about the OBJ like Sega right now. Like, what's your thoughts on them working him in? Like, how will they work them in? How do you feel about them going to get TY? Like, there's different things like that before you go crazy.
Yeah. No, I think that Odell didn't want to do a physical, right? Mm-hmm. It's a reason that a guy doesn't want to do a physical. Like, every single time you find a guy that don't want to do it, it's probably because something wrong with him. But we all know who Odell is at the end of the day, right? If I was Jerry Jones, right, I would sign him to a 2 or 3 year deal at a very, very low minimum, right? So that way you can lock him in for multiple years. He doesn't play at all that first year there. And now when he does progress and turn into somebody, then you can still have him. And even if he don't, you sign him for so low that you're going to be A-okay.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I thought he was about to sign with y'all.
Dallas.
So he would. I mean, I think if he would have did the physical, he would have. But once he said no to that, all bets was off.
So you feel like y'all still not gonna sign him?
I don't think. I think it's like bad blood now. You ask a guy to do something, he say he don't want to do it. You go back and forth for a couple of weeks. Like, I don't think it's a way in where you can sign him.
That's true. I think they pick him up sometime this off season. I think they kind of raised the red flag on Odell to where I don't think he gets signed to play this season. The other team that was looking was Buffalo and some other teams that are pretty good and look like they're going into the playoffs, but those teams don't want to deal with those issues either. And it's not a character issue. It's the issue of the off the field circus and having to answer a question about Odell every time you answer questions and not having him there at the end of the day.
That man said ball on ball, bro. Hey, that tickled me, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, y'all got me dead in the comments.
Hold on, ball.
Like cutting up in the comments.
Hey, but like Draye said,
y'all gonna beat the Eagles.
Y'all gonna beat the Eagles.
Can I hop on my soapbox real quick? My Eagles soapbox.
Yeah.
Hey, mute the mic. I'm muting the mic.
All right, I ain't gonna bog y'all down too much with too much time. I'm gonna go through the last 5 weeks of the Philadelphia Eagles and what they've been doing. All right. So let's take it back to just last week, right? They played the Bears. We find them in a scenario. They were up 3 points, right? Then they're down by 3. They're up 10-6, up 17-6, and then the game's never within a touchdown again, right? Easy sailing, easy coasting. You go to the week before that, they play the Giants, right? They up 21-0 in a blink of an eye. Nothing, you don't even know what's hit you before they already up 21 points. Easy win, no big deal, right? They play the Titans, a game they never trailed in. Not for 1 second of that football game were they down a single point, all right? They play the Packers the week before that. They were up 13 points in the blink of an eye. They was down for 1 point with about 4 minutes left. Then they go up and they're up a touchdown for the rest of that game. All right.
I see a pattern here.
Colts the week before that, they were down 7 points in the first quarter. After that, they put themselves in position to where they were up 3 pretty much that whole game. They went down 10 very early in like the third, fourth quarter, right? But then they take a lead with 1:20 left. And the only reason that they had that game-winning drive is because there was a 40-yard defensive pass interference, right? And that was on 3rd and 2. They don't get that. Now we're looking at 4th and 2, and it's a matter of you still got 65 yards to go. So you either punt with 1:20 left, or now you go for it and you either win or lose the game pretty much right there.
Yep.
All right. And then 5 weeks ago was their only loss, which was to the Commanders. All right. They were down 9 points about halfway through the third quarter, right? They got it to 2, and then they never really regained the Commanders never really like put them in a position to where they could regain the lead. They were consistently behind by 9 in the last 3 drives of that game. All right. They had 2 3 and outs, and then they had a fumble that led to a touchdown for the Commanders. And all 3 of those drives were 2-minute scenarios. So let's go back to every single thing that we've seen Hurts do from even when he was back at college. He has never been in a position to where he has to come back and win a football game. Even in the national championship, they had to put Tua in the game to come back and win the national championship. So now when we get in a position where we have to win close football games, they're going to lose them because they've never had to come back, not even as a team, but their quarterback has never had to have a comeback victory.
Especially with that amount of pressure, especially being a close to undefeated team in the NFL. So I see exactly what you're saying. And I was watching some of the games thinking the same thing, where it's like Philadelphia is a team of runs, right? Like good runs where they'll score 20 points by themselves alone. And then they'll give up like 17 or give up like 14, you know what I mean? And then maybe go back to going on their run. But they're a team that does take their foot off the gas pedal at times. And I think in the playoffs, what we all know in the game of football, that's something that if it doesn't get you sooner, it's going to get you later, right? Like taking your foot off the gas. And I could definitely see that happening to this Eagles.
Hey, this ain't about me. This ain't about me.
And I think that another thing that is consistently overlooked is that you have a quarterback that at any time can run for 40 plus yards, right? So every single play you have linebackers that are aligning at 4, 3 yards. You know how easy it is for a center guard combo to double team up to a backer that's at 3 or 4 yards, and they have never been in a position to where they don't have the option to do both run or pass. They can do either at any point because they're always in the lead. Now, credit to them, right? Credit to them because they're playing well enough to where they consistently have a lead. But we all know that at some point, the game's going to come down to your quarterback, and you're going to have to come back and win, right? So I am a firm believer that they will not win a Super Bowl this year. But I'm not saying the Cowboys going to win it. We all know I'm the most realistic Cowboys fan. All I want is one playoff win. I ain't asking for a lot. Give me one playoff win. But the Eagles will not be winning the Super Bowl this year.
I am gonna say is Jalen Hurts is questionable against y'all with the shoulder injury. So hey, I might not even see him on the field if he don't play.
I think he'll play. They selling wolf tickets on that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But you go back and you look at when we played them this year, they didn't get to see Dak, right? So we lose to him without Dak. If I was them, they don't need this win. They've already clinched. I would sit Jalen too, because all you're going to do is then you're going to dissect that film like no other. Put yourself in a position to where now we have a better plan for when we see him, if we see him in the playoffs. If I was the Eagles, I wouldn't play him.
I 100%. And I didn't think about that until right now, this very moment. But that's true because on the ego side, on the pride side, you say, well, I've got if you're Philadelphia, you say, well, I've got I've got 2 all-pro O linemen, and I've got an MVP candidate as my quarterback. So I'll just throw them out there. But that's a great point because the Dallas Cowboys probably have the hottest pass rush going on right now and the most ferocious defensive player. I put him over Donald, and I did that last season in Michael Parsons.
This year for sure.
11
this
from
year
heaven.
For sure.
So who's to say that a freak play doesn't happen And in the Philadelphia Eagles season, literally, if something goes down with Jalen Hurts throwing shoulder or collarbone. So if they were smart, which I don't think they're gonna, and I'm talking about the front office, which I don't think they're gonna be, but you're right. If they were smart, they would almost willingly take this L.
Yeah,
and prepare for the next few weeks.
You look at the big picture, I don't see why you wouldn't. And I mean, their D-line is legit as well. So you still have a chance to win that game, even if you do sit Hurts. If you play everybody else and you sit him, you still have a chance to win it simply because their defense is good, right? Like, we've never seen a D-line in where 4 guys have 10 sacks. They got 2 guys that have already done it, a guy with 9.5 and a guy with 8.5. Like, they're knocking on the door of some real good things. That defense is special, man. It'll be interesting to see here this man goes. First it's Brain Dakota. You got it backwards, man. See, that's the problem with Eagles fans. They just straight for kills. That's all they do. Straight for arguments and kills. I'm just bringing up points and facts. That's all I got.
That's why I stand Cobbs. This all year you hear them talking, but there's no realism coming out their mouth, because I believe in their mind that they think they will never have to trail in a game for the rest of the year. Like, they just
gassed up right now.
That's the thing.
I would be gassed.
I understand that. I get it. They would ever have won right now.
New Orleans was 13-1. I'd be so gassed.
No.
Y'all see it firsthand.
I'll be on it. I know where our team stands. Nope.
Regular season it only matters for the home field, bro. When you get in that playoffs, it's a whole different story, bro.
It's a whole new world.
So you can hit the couch like everybody else first game, and be right with everybody else. So
anything can happen, and you're not going to be in a position where you're leading the whole time, man. I've seen it every single year. There's been no playoff games outside of the wild card where a team leads the entire game.
Let there be 3-4
minutes left and they're down. They're gonna lose.
And that's the thing. You get to the playoffs. Like, I talked about this a few weeks ago, and when how dominant the 49ers were, especially in the run game, when they was running their way, what they did to the Packers in that conference ship to get to the bowl, I think Jimmy had to pass the ball like 10 times, bro. They rushed for like 200 plus. Like, they destroyed them, right? Mm-hmm. They made it, right? They got to the ship, and then look what happened when you find a team that can put up as many points as you. Now you're back against the wall. Now you looking crazy, right? I'm sorry, you're not about to come across no Commanders all year, right? You're not about to, and they beat y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be a time where you really think back. I just want to see the Eagles. I have not seen them in the comments say anything like this. I just want to see, what do you think will cause y'all to lose the game? Like, really think. Don't just see like, we only lost one game this season, we're winning the ship. What do you think will cause y'all to lose the game?
My answer for y'all, before y'all answer, will be if y'all find yourselves in a game where you absolutely have to pass, maybe you get down by 10 points early and you find yourself trailing for literally 4 quarters, still in the game the whole time, but behind the 8 ball, behind the other team, and y'all end up throwing the ball, I would even say like 36 plus times. I think that that would play into the other team's hands, regardless of who y'all are playing against, especially if they've got their ends or their OLBs really, really focusing on containing, literally not even getting up the field, to be honest, just containing that pocket and creating a bubble to where if they are going to escape the quarterback, they're going to have to go vertical. They can't go outside the tackles. Then that's a game where I think I would see the Philadelphia Eagles lose, or a game where y'all can't stop the run, like the only loss that y'all took before y'all went and got Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh.
And they still came back that second half. That was crazy. They were marching back that second half.
Hey, Keith said it. I think the Eagles' best matchup is going to be these boys right here, them Niners. I think that's going to be. I think when in terms of NFC, I know the NFC, and I mean, if you look at it, the NFC as a whole has been trash. But you could say, some will say the Vikings, but we know that they're really sketchy and
wishy-washy.
Really wishy-washy. Like, we've seen them do great things and we've seen them do trash things. Mm-hmm. But I would say the more dominant teams, in my opinion, has been the 49ers and the Eagles. I believe that they have 2 style of teams that could come ram to ram, like just collide. And I want to see them. I really want to see that matchup. That's who I want to see.
That's a great point. And just a little tidbit to drop in. DK, who we thought, it looked like visually to really anybody who knows the sport. I said,
you ain't been watching.
Deebo Samuel, who we thought probably tore his MCL or ACL. It came back as an MCL sprain. on the MRI. So it's looking like his regular season is done, and he's going to rest up for these 4 or
but
or so
Jalen, you
weeks.
ain't been watching.
If back for the playoffs. So
you ain't been
Niners
watching
are
them.
Scary. The Niners
They
are
have Christian
scary.
McCaffrey. He's a Debo
Yeah,
replacement in a lot of ways.
You ain't been watching the Niners if you saying that season over without Debo.
It ain't without Debo though. He gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah, and even if Debo don't play, that team is still cruising. Like they did not just lose this man. That man, Christian McCaffrey, came in, and that's a workload that's a gift. Like they just gifted him a whole offense. He just came from being the entire offense, and now he only has to come in and give them 60% effort, 50% effort because of the way that team rolls. You got Kittle, you got Brandon Ayuk that's having his breakout season right now. He's playing better than Debo, if you ask me, in terms of at the receiver role. And we know how they're going crazy, man. And they got in their scheme, the run game.
I see what he's saying. He said over with against the Eagles. I could see that. I could see your point there. I mean,
the Eagles just have so many holes left, man. There's so many things you have to go through in your regular season before you get to the playoffs to put you in a good position. Like they have seen 0 cover 2 all year. You know how crazy that is? Like their receivers haven't seen any cover 2 like the entire year. And like everybody says, there'll never be a situation where they got to throw the ball a lot, but it always happens at some point. Like,
Jimmy out, man.
Anymore. We'll see.
Jimmy's out. That man Purdy up in there doing his thing.
He's been gone, though.
And it's funny
when he took that job,
back-to-back successful games like that, they found him a cue.
Unless he looks absolutely horrible next season, he'll be the starter. He'll start over Trey Lance, and I don't think Garoppolo will still be there. But unless he plays absolutely horribly, he has taken that job, which is crazy.
I'm about to say, Trey, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No. Don't look. We can have this conversation right now.
There's
nothing Trey Lance put on film, even in that first game. There's nothing he put on film that looked anything like what Purdy did for like 3 weeks or whatever.
I mean, we could go back to college. He didn't have. I mean, he had one of the least played games in the draft. Like it was. Remember, that was the whole debate on why they picked him, because he was at North Dakota, right? North Dakota State.
COVID year, only played 5 games.
So it was like, should I take him?
No, that's why I'm with you, Ken. That's how I feel. I'm like,
they got no choice, but they're going to give him a shot, because now you just.
But I'm with y'all on Purdy, bro.
You got a choice. He started playing well in them playoffs. You got a choice.
Like Purdy, no knock on Jameis or AD because they're both older, but I would take him as the starter over both our quarterbacks right now. Like even with lesser production, I would just take that guy, my bad, because he's a guy. You know what I mean? Like a dude who can make something happen when there's nothing happening. I would take that guy over everybody we have in our quarterback room, and they're good quarterbacks. I ain't saying he's gonna be a star though. I saw those ESPN clips and pundits talking about Tom Brady and all that. I'm not saying he's gonna be a star, but dude is a dude.
He's playing some solid games, and the way he did against the Bucs, I don't know if you just said that the Bucs defense is good. They were allowing an X amount of points. That's how Tom was even like the games that they have won is really because their offense not putting up points. It's mainly because the defense is holding the team to freaking 15, 16 points a game roughly. So for Purdy to come there and do it, and I mean the whole team really to do what they did to the Bucs defense, like I know the offense already sucked, but the defense for once could not stop them. That's how good that offense was flowing. They could not stop the freaking 49ers, bro. They hit them from all different directions. That was absolutely insane. Had the defense looking absolutely goofy. So they can do that. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. I give the Bucs their respect right there. I know they got a good defense. The Bucs defense.
Yep, and I ain't saying they're gonna go win it all, like for sure this year. But you can't mention the names of the teams who have a chance to win the Super Bowl and not bring San Fran up, even with a 7th round rookie quarterback as the starter, which is crazy, dog.
It's real crazy.
Offensive schematics and being able to run the ball take you a long way.
Yeah,
but they gonna run into a similar problem though. The only thing, like Purdy does do a good job, like he's managing the game, right? Like a cue that's for the 49ers, you got to not lose it. You ain't got to go win the game. You just need to make sure that you don't go out there and turn it over, be the reason that y'all lose it.
Yep.
But also, like in a playoff scenario, they better make sure they got the ball minimum 40 plus minutes, kill the time of possession and hold on to it, because you don't want him being the guy that's got to go down on a 2-minute drive either.
Yeah.
Oh, we just got a hard question. I don't even know.
I don't think that's too hard. I think that the Eagles schematics are better solely for the fact of they have a QB run game, right? Like they can go out there, run zone read, power read whenever they want. Every box in America right now is a 4-2-5 where your nickel's outside of the box because no one counts the quarterback as an option, right? This is one of the few teams where you kind of got to play a 4-3 and you kind of got to leave their slot a little bit because they're going to run power read. They're going to run zone read. They're going to consistently put you in tough spots schematically. That's why it's so hard to stop them, because every single play, anything can happen. And they got 2 number 1 receivers. But
you gotta take the way to stop them is taking advantage of when it's time to, you got your opportunity to force a turnover. You better take
that
it.
and getting them behind the sticks. Like,
right.
They have the best second down percentage. They're always in second and 5 or shorter. Always. You got to have a good first down play, so you force them to throw the ball on second down, and then you get them in a 3rd and long. That's the only time people succeed.
Facts.
You're right.
That's a lot easier said than done.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we're gonna see. I said it from before the season started. Eagles had arguably the best offseason to any team, man. They went
undoubtedly.
They went and got their pieces. They built their team, and to me, out of any team in the league, if they don't win the Super Bowl, to me personally, they lose more than any. Like they lost it more than anybody, right? Because they went and built this, and if they don't come out on top, it's like, what was it all for, right? Like you guys went and spend the bag on all these players. You drafted players. You traded for these players. You're basically doing like a Rams, essentially, right? Like you're putting all your eggs in this season. You try to go get that bowl. And the only difference that the Rams, they did it. And they said, "Hey, we got it. See y'all later." So they got to go get that bowl, because I could tell that's what they mapped this team out for that. And if they drop the ball, they will not hear the last of it. We're gonna see some fans. You know how Philly get. Philly is violent. Philly get violent.
That's what them Sixers did, and they care more about football.
Exactly.
Man, they get violent, boy. And B, they want to be gone already. So I can only imagine. Man, they gonna go crazy on them if they don't.
It's gonna be so fun to watch y'all go at it. Look, any of y'all Eagles fans, if y'all want to tap in and get right with us on Sunday, I know we don't play y'all, but if y'all want to speak y'all piece, DM one of us, man. We'll get y'all in here for a few minutes.
I got one for sure on Sunday. He know he is. I talked to him already, so I got one for sure on Sunday. So y'all feel any more shoes with that?
I be tuned in, listening up until the game start. Once the game start, I'm locked in. Cell phone off.
Man, Coach Cobbs out there, he called the plays.
Man, I scream at the TV more on freaking Sundays than any time I ever have in my life.
That's a Saturday game, right?
So it is a Saturday game.
I didn't know that. That's true. No, we might have to hop on Saturday pregame.
I just thought about that.
Is that the only game? Is that the only Christmas Eve game?
Hey, make sure we get the Breesy picks out, man.
I think there's 2 of them.
That too. Okay.
We definitely got to get them picks. We're going to get them picks out.
Oh, no. There's buku games on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, there's
we might have to go pregame Saturday. Y'all cool with that?
There's only 3 games Sunday, yeah.
Saints, Browns. It's buku games.
No, we can definitely do that. We can get it going.
I'm with that. That'd be fun.
I'm confused. Oh, we play Saturday too?
Sure do. At 12 o'clock. I didn't know that till right now too.
I knew we played Saturday.
Saturday Saints o'clock.
I didn't know how many teams play. Man, Christmas Sunday, man.
Crazy seeing the comments from the other side, man. Y'all got people in here tight.
Man, they sick.
Gotta let Bond know that he can't come on the podcast because he can't speak proper English, so he automatically eliminated.
Somebody understand you, bro. Look at you.
Look, I said from the get-go, man. When I asked you to come on the show, man, I was like, "Hey, my man's gonna talk that football, man."
Yeah, that's what we need, bro.
We can't get these Eagles fans on here and all they talk about is the positive, and they want to ignore the negative, man. You got to be able to. It's your team. You better call it how you see it, man.
Yes.
If the Cowboys are going to lose, it's going to be because of freaking third down calls and turnovers. That's like, if I don't understand us sometimes on third downs, man. Our play calls on, you can just tell that's why I don't think that freaking you can give him a head coaching job yet. Like Kellen Moore does a great job at times, but if he gets a head coaching job, he's getting fired in 3 years.
What did do?
Does not manage the game well. He has terrible third down
calls.
That's the thing.
Thank you for tuning in, Trey. Much love, man. That's my boy.
At times, Kellen gets a little like it. Well, it seems like from his play calling that he'll get a little. And I don't want to say nervous, but he'll get like antsy.
Now, that's the right word for it.
Where he's like, he'll get in a mode where it's like, screw going to win the game. Like, I'm just trying not to lose this thing now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing where if he could take that step to where it's like, nah, forget that. We're going to go win this thing right now. Then he'll be head coach. He'll be a really good head coach, I believe.
He'll be all right. Just give him 4 or 5 more years. It's just like there's certain things that you don't do.
What is it? His second year calling plays?
Yeah, second or third. And he's done a really good job for the most part.
Yes, he has.
But he has to, and that's why you see Mike McCarthy's holding a freaking play call sheet now too, because he's trying to give him advice and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But he ain't great at it either. There's a reason why Aaron Rodgers changed 65% of his damn plays too. So
facts. I would trust Kellen a little bit more than Mike, but Mike has the experience and the knowledge behind it. So I like that tandem, man. They do some good things, and it's so true. It's like sometimes I've noticed that y'all will have a down third quarter, like the entire third quarter.
Yeah, coming out of halftime, our adjustments are
on third downs, y'all are like,
but we finished
y'all should be way more explosive,
but
just third down, it seems like it takes a step back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you want to know though, one thing that
y'all scary.
And one thing that I recognize,
I just want to win one playoff game.
Hey, CD Lamb, man. CD Lamb, man.
Moving him to the slot is the best thing that we've ever done.
Yeah.
Top off.
He fit in perfect there too. The way he flowed, you can see how easier the game is coming to him playing from that role.
Because you also have Michael Gallup, who's much more comfortable at X. He can be a boundary number one like receiver for you. And then you run your offense to a number one receiver in the slot. It's hard to cover that. Like you saw it last week. We freaking put the Jags in 4 different scenarios where they're playing cover one robber. If we would have just ran the damn ball, we would have been fine. But we're still trying to pass into it, and they're robbing it as they should. And that's the only reason why we didn't convert some of those third and longers. But like he's special. Like I last year I kept saying like he's gonna be special. Like I kind of feel like he's getting to that point now where he's special now, and next year he'll be in a position where if we do it right, he might lead the league in receiving yards or at least be in contention for it as long as we target him enough.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I like though is CD's ability with the ball in his hands, man. I don't know if people peep how that man move, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like his vision, his yak, his IQ. He know when not to take a hit, when to take a hit. He put the shoulder down, his hands. Man, he has made plays from like basically every skill position on the opposite side of the ball. You would think he a running back, a receiver, a tight end. So you sometimes the way he put his shoulder there, you think he playing DB. Dude out there playing. He balling, man.
Be trying to run people over, man.
Dude, when he get the time for it, he definitely do it.
Hey, Keys, that is perfect. He is definitely trying. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Y'all know who I'm rocking. You know who I'm rocking with, boy. If I peep a Cowboys game, I'll be over here talking about some. Hey, bro, I be turned. He get that first down. That boy say,
Nah, he like that. He definitely is.
That JC too, boy.
Getting better too.
He making all them Cowboys fans forget about Dez Bryant with that 88. Boy.
Yeah. Oh no, we'd never do that. We'd never do that. We'd never do that. Dez
he rocking that.
Was goated, man.
No more Dez Bryant.
Dez was the goat, man.
No more, man.
I freaking love Dez.
Here in Texas.
Red zone monster.
Yeah, for real.
Man,
he's still freaking going to SMU and doing one-on-ones with the college kids. He's gonna play till he's 70.
I was just about to say that, bro. I done hooped with Dez Bryant before. He's so down
there out there,
man. He like one of the other guys, bro. I was the only person in the gym
starstruck.
Starstruck. Everybody else.
All I'm gonna say about him not catching it is that the rule got changed because of that play. So now all of a sudden that's a catch in the NFL. But
just like that
day, the rule said he didn't catch it.
Just like the penalty, freaking no call. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, no. On that day, that was a penalty. They just didn't call it. Didn't no rule get changed. He got murdered.
Hey, we don't need for us to get sad here. Those are both games.
Yeah, I don't want to start crying.
Well, I was about to say, boy, I was about to turn the camera off real quick.
Yeah.
I get the tears here on live.
But you know who I need to see get going though. My guy.
Who's that?
My receiver, man. You know who
Michael Gallup.
You know it. That's my boy. You know it. I
Man.
love. I've been telling Cobbs for a minute, boy. I love Michael Gallup. I don't know why. I like his game, and I just want to see him get going, man.
He's the best blocker in our receiving core.
Man, I need to see him get going.
He attacks the ball. He's long. He runs really good routes, bro. Like,
and coming off an injury, he's still smooth. There are very few guys that can come off of a lower body injury and still move very fluid. He does that with ease. Like, we got to get Gallup on some deep ball stuff this Sunday because, man, he gonna stop doing all the hard, dirty work if we don't get him out there and get him some shine. That's the receiver life. I know it all too well.
I feel you, bro. And down the road, y'all gonna have to show that man the bag. Like, y'all gonna have to.
We got the money for him. I think we lose him for sure. Like, same way we just lost Cedric Wilson, and he ain't even signed for a lot. We just lost him because I kind of think we were moving CD to the slot, but like, we got to get rid of Zeke's contract. That's step one, so we can pay some freaking people.
That was one thing I said. I wouldn't argue because I've seen people say y'all don't need Zeke. I just will argue that I say y'all don't need him. I thought he complimented well, but I don't think y'all need to pay him that much. That's what I would argue. I would not mind.
No running back needs to get paid $90 million.
The way that y'all using him, he doesn't need to make that much. That's where it comes down to. When you really look at it, it's like, dang, they do work well together, but dang.
But somebody else could do the same things that Zeke does.
I get it. And then it'd be like, could you get Zeke to step down to that role? That's the question.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But you know what? Inside that locker room, they say those two guys are like this. Like they pat each other on the back. There's no like why you take me out and put Tony Pollard in? Like, there's none of that. Those guys really rock with each other. So on another team, I think you might have a little bit of that from Zeke. But I think they actually cheer each other on pretty well. So
I thought you could see that on Sundays,
not as much as it could be in another situation, but there might be a little bit of that there.
JC, can you ask? I think this comment might be directed to you. I don't know for sure. Has James Washington played for y'all?
He has not played at all. He got hurt like fairly early, and we kind of got rolling as a receiving core as an entirety. So I kind of feel like I don't know if he's healthy or not yet, but even if he is, there's no spot for him. Like. Because you don't want to take the guys off the field right now that are playing well. So I think he just kind of like on the background. And then we also got freaking I can't think of his name right now, our return man who just freaking had like 8 touchdowns in the USFL returning. Devontae Turpin. Like we love him as a return guy, so he can't even do that. So like he don't really have a role.
Yeah, Turpin go crazy back there too.
Y'all about to say he's different too, boy.
I like Devontae Turpin a lot.
Dangerous. I got one more question regarding that wide receiver room. JC, how do y'all think T.Y. Hilton is gonna look? Is he supposed to like step into a role, or is he just coming into that room and mentoring some of the younger wide receivers to get them a little better?
I think a large portion of it is mentorship, but I think he still got a little oomph in that tank. And when teams keep coming out here and they keep huddling in the middle to try to stop CD from all of his crossing routes, I think a big post gonna come from him at some point from that Z position. So I think he might be like a down the field extra option for us in the long run of it. So we gonna kind of see, but nothing's come out about it. He didn't play in that first week. I think he's kind of got to get back initiated to it because he hasn't been on the team for a while.
Right.
But I foresee him kind of getting a small role on the field, but the biggest portion is in that locker room because there's no older successful receivers, right? Like that's a Pro Bowl, right? Like multiple 1,000-yard years. He's gonna teach some guys how to do things the right way. I think that's the biggest part of why you sign that guy.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Kyle, if you had to choose, I like this one. If you had to choose between these three, which one, Kyle?
Oh no, don't do me like that.
Stupid boy, he got me distracted.
Hey,
are we talking the best players or my favorite players? That's two different things.
Best player. Sheesh. I'm going T.O.
T.O.'s the best for sure. He's got the third most receiving yards in all time. But he's the best.
Yeah.
Right. And then
my favorite. I ain't gonna lie, man. CD growing on me, but I'll say that for that.
You already got it in order. It's T.O., Dez, CD, man. Okay. CD got a chance to take it over and go over the top of Dez. I don't think we'll see a receiver that kind of takes over T.O. for a little bit. He's still a top 5 receiver in my opinion. But CD got a chance to go in front of Dez, but T.O.'s number 1 for sure.
Says CD over Dez.
You're an Eagles fan. Your opinion doesn't matter.
I don't know. It's definitely a debate.
It is. It's debatable, but Dez also had freaking seasons where he scored in every game other than 2. Like He was different, man. And that injury drastically changes the way people look at his career. If he doesn't get hurt, he has another 4,000 or 5,000 yard seasons with 10 touchdowns in each of them. And his career stats look like a Hall of Famer's.
Hey, yeah, Eagle fans, I had to get little big bro up in here to get on y'all.
Sweet. Bring our hitter in real quick. Get our back. Y'all been banging up on us.
Yeah. I picked the Commanders, and then all of a sudden I'm getting Eagle stumped. Like all over me. You hear me? Yeah, but I've been picking the other team that played the Eagles for like the last 6 weeks. So
the Eagles are having a great year, man. I commend them for everything they're doing, but I can virtually guarantee it right now, they do not win a Super Bowl. And I know I see y'all in the comments buying. Y'all gonna win the freaking division. I'm gonna buy you your bottle for the bet we got.
Yeah,
we got Lafayette in there. I think I got a $50 bet on this game that's coming up on Saturday. So,
look, man,
we'll not win the bowl this year.
No shot.
I don't see it happening. I really don't.
A successful season. If they go to the NFC Championship and can retain everybody, that's a good year.
Clip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to clip it. You know that.
Hey, Glow, y'all do got a top 5 pick, but here's the question. What are y'all going to do with it? Y'all drafted Jalen Rager, whatever his name is.
Man. Y'all don't know how to draft. Y'all don't know how to draft.
Y'all better
be. I can't say on the last pot. I'm good with it. We got a Olave, rookie of the year.
Man, trade the pick.
You are right.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it now. I'm sitting on
it. I'm finna go grab some dinner, man. I appreciate y'all boys having me on again. WhoDatTV is up next, but y'all got a huge following and y'all get the Patreon life going. I'm definitely gonna be subscribed, paying the hard-earned money to keep locking in with y'all. I appreciate the show. It's not enough good football podcasts by the casual fan, man. We don't want to hear from all ex-NFL players talking the game. We want to hear about guys that just have a team and love watching football. So I appreciate y'all doing this. I'm going to stay tuned in, locked in with y'all boys.
Appreciate you. Can't wait to get you back in with us.
Talk, man.
Oh, most definitely. Maybe we do a little postseason thing when all this come to fruition and the Eagles get knocked out the playoffs.
Let's do it.
Definitely. Hey, man. Go crazy, man.
All right, y'all boys. I appreciate y'all.
Be safe,
man.
We'll talk to you after we see what happens in the game on Saturday.
Most definitely.
For sure. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man.
Man, yeah, we live,
I
baby.
like that, man. We gotta get more. We gotta get more on here, man.
We got more fans that come in, the more they gonna drop knowledge on us. He was dropping knowledge.
They brought that energy, man.
And Eagles fans, y'all gotta have one. I can't deal with more. Just one of y'all. Just one of y'all, man.
They brought that energy.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody.
Sure.
Hey, you know them Eagles fans, they're gonna come with something.
We want to get more people
on the next
in here,
episode.
Man. We love having special guests. If anybody interested, you want to talk like real sports, real football, you know what I'm saying? You know, hit one of us up, whoever you know, and we can try to organize something. It's always love to be able to switch it up and hear a point of view. I know all three of us don't, say everything right. We might all be wrong,
And that's the fun thing about it.
But it's opinion. That's the thing. Like he said, people that love to talk about the game.
Yep.
We just want to talk football. I know we got viewers, some viewers from our Saints group probably like, dang, they ain't talking about the Saints yet. We saving them for last, baby. We had to let them talk.
We getting there. We appreciate y'all tuning in and staying with us. Yeah. But you don't want to miss it when we get to talking about our squad, because we had some good things happen this week. Some optimistic things happened during the week after we got the win. Yeah, I can't wait to get into that.
Hey, we could go through. Let's go through these the rest of these breezy picks that we have.
Yeah, let's finish it off. We got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, let's just go quick in here. We just quick chat
through a few of them. So J.Floyd.
Yeah,
I'm Millie rocking.
Man, the next one we had, y'all, was the Giants versus the Lions. How y'all feel about this, man? What's y'all take on that, man?
You said kind of shook.
Who we talking about?
The Jets. Jets and the Lions.
Did I say the Giants? Did I say the
Giants? I was like, okay.
I mean, I'm over here tripping. Jets versus the Lions. My bad.
I can't remember who I roll with, but I'm not surprised the Lions are winning, man. Like we said, we talked about this briefly earlier. No, they on Floyd neck right now, bro. Call that man Victor Sweet.
Not Victor Sweet.
Hey, he say this would be a sweet deal for the
All right, like a man.
It'd be a sweet deal for the boys. Hey man, that's funny. Nah, man, y'all in the chat funny. Nah, I'm not surprised. The Lions doing what they doing. Jets had to bring big Zach back out there, man. And hey, Zach got the dub, G.
Yeah,
he pulled it out.
No, he didn't. You talking about Zach Wilson? No, number one lost.
2017 Lions in that game right there, Lions.
Why am I, bro? What game are we talking about? Oh, I'm high right now.
The Jets and the Lions. But look. He played well enough to get a win. He kind of showed me something. I ain't gonna hold you. He had 317 yards on 35 passes.
Oh man!
So a little bit under like 10 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns.
Talking about Zach, right?
Yeah, Zach Wilson. He played well enough to get the win outside of the plays where he took sacks. They were detrimental to the team.
I figured he was gonna try to come in there and ball, getting his little shine again, man. After being set, to
the coach is talking crazy on you.
Yeah. So I knew he was gonna try to at least come out there and do a little something, but it just wasn't enough, man. It wasn't enough how Detroit been balling all year, man. So then that's like we said, that's another team to look out for, man. They come off winning 3 games to now them boys is really balling this year, bro. I like how they turned that around for sure.
Yeah, and what they started this season, because we were high on them. All 3 of us were like, that's a good team, bro. They started. Jalen, you got me weak, bro. Chill on me. No, I'm just kidding. They started.
Oh my God, nah, didn't.
Nah, I got to get a blind patch. They started the season 1-4 or 1-5, and we were all high on them in preseason, and we didn't understand what was going on, right? They had that high-powered offense. They just couldn't get any wins. Since they started the season with 1-4 or 1-5, they've gone 5-2, and they're 7-7. That's crazy to me. And they've actually their offense has lessened, so it's gone down. They've just stepped up their decision making, their clock management, and what they do to help that offense when the offense isn't on the field. And that defense has stepped up. This is a real young team, so it's almost like we watched them learn how to win, and now they're kind of right on the edge of getting over that hump, right? So if they can get a few more wins, which are going to be division in the last few weeks of this season, that would be huge for them. Even if they slowly or slightly miss the playoffs, I think they feel really good about their prospects going into next season. With this team.
I feel the same. I mean, they sitting there. They can turn. Hey, the last few games, bro. They can win them and jump over 500 because they sitting at 500 right now at 7-7. So, hey, it's looking nice. It's looking nice for Detroit.
Yeah.
They in them comments bad, huh?
Yeah, they call me baby boy and all that.
Oh man,
we're riding the bike.
Oh man, y'all get
on
on
the bike around the hood,
man. My boy fresh over there. I don't know what y'all talking about over there.
That's why we yelling, boy. He clean as can be, boy.
Man.
They called him Victor Sweet.
We were running errands. I knew I was gonna be late. So I got in. I didn't want to change. I just hopped right on with y'all.
I had to slide one in there, man. I just had to.
I couldn't do that, bro. Y'all was gonna see me in the UPS. I couldn't do that.
Santa Claus.
Then y'all would have been on me bad.
They would have been asking you for presents.
Yeah, all type of stuff. They would have called me Red for Friday. And
Friday.
I would have hopped in here.
The red is crazy. Red is disrespectful. Yes. Red disrespectful.
I had to shower up and put up a little safe gear real quick.
Y'all got me crying. Y'all got me crying.
Trey Sank. Oh man, this dude fine.
Because he bleed who that? What you mean? Nah, bro. Hey, not Red. Hell no, we clouded. Y'all funny.
The logo was down bad.
Hey, Giants. Hey, the Commanders guy did so foul at the end of that game, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The Scary Terry checking in with the ref, and then you mean to tell me ref gonna give him the green light and then throw the flag still? Like, there's a whole bunch of fugazi. These refs
that
need
was
to be,
and they scored on that play.
yeah.
That's tough.
It's wild, man. That's tough. That's tough,
That was
man.
that.
It's
All that
always
was
a
questionable.
rough way when your game ends because it's in the power of black and white. The zebras, man, they can ruin your game just like that, man. Let the boy
Oh, we
play.
know. We
almost,
know.
Yeah, facts.
But what
facts.
kills
We
me,
know.
just look at it, like
no.
so many times, like something like that. Like, how does that affect? Like, how big did that affect that play?
Yeah.
You told him he on the line. Why throw that flag? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? If you get like,
I know, bro,
man,
it's so bad. If
it
it's a
just ruins
throw,
the
I
game.
understand because like leverage, right, and who's eligible matters. Being on or off the line of scrimmage because you're going to cover up the guy on the other side or the guy inside of you. But on a run play, I don't know if it matters as much. Is all I'm saying, right? So he could have helped him out and got him lined up. I feel like he didn't really help the receiver out when he was trying to check to see if he was close enough to the LOS for it to be a legal formation. And he also, threw the flag on, I don't know, on a play that didn't seem to matter as much. It just felt like the Commanders weren't given the opportunity to win, right? There's no guarantee, even if they score that touchdown and that play stands, that they're going to get the 2-point conversion. And if they do get the 2-point conversion, there's no guarantee that they're going to go into overtime and go win the game. So it's like you want to see a team have the opportunity to win and lose. And it felt like the Commanders did everything they could to get the opportunity to win. They just weren't given that opportunity by a couple of different plays, not just that illegal formation or illegal shift, whatever they called it. So it was a lot going on. It was kind of hard to watch because I did pick the Commanders. So I wanted them to win, and I felt like they could have got it done if given the chance, but just wasn't.
That no PI was that's even worse.
Oh, I didn't even mention that.
The no PI, man. That man was humping Scary Terry, boy, on his back, man.
If you in real time, he's like 2 seconds early. Seconds.
Hey,
a second is so long.
Let's do it. Ride it.
He beat the ball to the receiver by like 2 seconds, bro.
Yo,
one arm's around, the other one is under. And somehow that's not PI. I've seen lesser.
A lot of questionable.
I've seen lesser infractions get called for pass interference. So for that to be a no call, I still don't understand it.
I don't even want to talk about pass interferences no more, man.
You're not for real.
I'm really about to get emotional on here. Ken, I love the chat.
He said deuces. Peace out. Y'all be easy. I ain't talking no PI.
Be easy. We ain't talking to PI.
That was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yes, for sure.
Ridiculous.
Oh, he probably resetting. Mm-hmm. But next game we had, y'all, was the Cardinals versus the Broncos.
Yes, indeed. I don't understand. So we talked about it that day. We talked about it on Sunday. I think Bond had the Broncos. Carmen had the Broncos. What did y'all see that I didn't see? Because y'all obviously had the secret sauce.
They was right
to figure out who was going to win. I just didn't think that the offense would score enough, right? I knew that both offenses going into this game were struggling. I just felt like the Broncos had less of an upper hand, right? They had more of an uphill battle to overcome if they were going to play well. And nope. The Cardinals fell apart. Colt McCoy got a concussion early on. But even if he played, I don't think they would have pulled this game out with the way that defense played. So, like, I don't understand. I watched the game and I don't understand what I saw because I was expecting the total opposite, and that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, Denver dominated. They really dominated.
Yeah, 24 to 15. 24 to 15.
First time that they've played that well all season, and
freaking lost a backup, man. Like, that's tough.
Yeah, how does that happen,
man? I really picked him because of man. I'm done picking. It's too late to be.
And
done
y'all said he
him.
went down. He went down with the concussion, right?
Yeah, he went out.
McCoy, I believe.
Yeah,
Bro, these concussions is getting crazy, bro. Like team by team is getting concussions, and that's just wild, bro. Like,
and it's in important positions too, right? It's never the gunner on the punt team, right? That gets the concussion. It's always the starter, like always.
Always.
But the Tua incident has shifted the entire league, bro. Like obviously there was a lot of concussion protocols, but that situation alone, man, it's wraps. The Dolphins, they messed up, or the doctor or the Dolphin, whoever, they messed up allowing him to come back, and then what happened. So we're gonna have to see this for a while now. So we can thank the Dolphins for that, which is it might be a blessing in disguise because obviously this is a serious matter. So
I wonder how many concussions they had back in the gap when you had Sean Taylor and them big hard hitters, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, stinging people, man. Like
every
people
single
was
play,
really
every day
playing through the concussions type.
Yeah,
like,
they were.
They really sit here and think about it, bro.
Come say hey to everybody.
Them boys was hitting.
I want you to say who that.
Hitting.
Okay.
And they literally used to just play through it.
You want to come on?
Sit out a play or two.
Look.
Take a shot or whatever and come back.
Really? Right back in there. But next one we had, y'all, is the Bengals versus the Buccaneers. Hey, kudos to Joe Shiesty.
This game was crazy.
Appreciate you for giving Tom Brady and the Buccaneers one of the L's that we need.
What about
so this game was crazy though. Because it was looking in the Buccaneers' favor for a little minute, bro. And then I just feel like Joe Shiesty, flipped the script.
What's it gonna cost?
Had it going on for him. And they had the receivers was balling, of course, for the Bengals. Yeah,
Come on, boo boo.
Yeah, they showed something, and like they must have figured something out at halftime or on the Microsoft not iPads, but the tablets that they be on. Because you said that they flipped the switch. It was like
I'm gonna let you go.
It was like two different games almost.
Come here.
He said Joe Burt.
Come on. Marcus is here. Jamal's watching. Say to Jamal.
Vine said, I told y'all 2 weeks ago they was losing to the Bengals.
Come on.
Hey. And then that's another team right there coming out the AFC, man. I feel like, bro, they can easily go back. Easily. All they got to really get through is what? KC. Still got KC, that's going.
KC and Buffalo, basically.
Yeah, KC and Buffalo. So, hey.
Come on.
What's his name cutting up, huh, Floyd?
Maui back there going in, dog. He trying to sing into the microphone, man. Wow. It's been all night too. I've been trying to talk around. So
I was trying to get my daughter to come and say who that. She acted brand new.
It must be a full moon.
Yes, that must be it. Cause he's so howling. You hear him?
Nah, he can't recognize Victor Sweet up in his house.
Yeah, that's what it is. He said, I'm acting different.
He said, who is this man? Got the bunini on with the ice around his neck.
But nah, kudos to the Bengals, man. Kudos to them for giving the Buccaneers one of the L's that we do need. So,
yes, sir. I'm gonna keep picking the Bucs, baby.
Me too. Yeah, look, I'm gonna hop in right with you. Nah, they were down 17-3 at one point and somehow scored 30 points and won the game. That's crazy.
Wow. Next game we had was the Steelers versus the Panthers. Thank you, Steelers, for beating the Panthers too. We need it. Appreciate y'all.
Shout out Jamal. Shout out Trail. Thank y'all.
Yeah, Mom.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. 24-16, y'all. 24-16 was the score, man. Good stuff on that Steelers. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, I picked against y'all, but appreciate it.
And the last but not least we talked about the Ravens and Browns on the previous one. So we got that out the way, and then we did talk about the Dolphins and Bills on the previous one. But last but not least, this was a wild game, bro. It's crazy that it's last on our pitch, but this game was wild. Man, the Patriots versus the Raiders. Woo! Why did he do that? Why did he do that, boy? That was wild, bro.
Yeah, I don't understand. in my opinion, you go into OT and you try your best, right? It feels like Bill Belichick almost felt like there's no way we go into overtime and win this game. So let's just go with the full on. I forget what it's called, but the continuous lateral until we can try to get in the end zone.
So you think that was Bill's call?
That's what it feels. Bill Belichick, he's real conservative. I've seen him get the ball back with like 17 seconds left in the game, and it's tied, right? And they're on 30 or something like that. And you're basically 2 plays away from field goal position. I've seen him kneel on it and take it into OT. Like, man, these fools can't beat us overtime. Like, they can't. So
that
wasn't a bill. Like he didn't want to go see the Raiders and play more football against that team because he felt like he knew how the outcome would be.
He looked pissed at the end of the game. Bill,
that wasn't the Bills. Bill would never do some crap like that.
I don't know, because I don't know what Buddy was thinking, bro. Because like he's trying to throw that mug 30 yards down in the back of the field, and then you got Chandler Jones sitting right there, like, oh, thank you, a stiffy, get off me, I'm gone. Like, that's crazy to me, man. That's wild. That was one of the wildest games we ever gonna see, fellas.
Yeah, I ain't never seen that. I'm gonna be honest.
They took that upon themselves. That's what happened when everybody can't be a hero.
Nope. I don't know what they was thinking, bro. I kind of got a little vision. What do you think? Like, throw it deep down here, and then I got the whole
way across,
and maybe you go across on. But he was throwing it to Mac Jones. That's what had me confused. I'm like, why are you throwing it back to Mac Jones? Like, I don't know, man. Chandler Jones, I'm telling you, that's what he said. Thank you.
He literally said that.
No, the stiff arm was even nasty.
The stiff arm was crazy.
I'm surprised we ain't seen any memes yet, bro, on the internet about that. They probably got some. I don't know.
That's the crazy part, Keith. They were tied. They weren't losing. It was the wildest. It was about the dumbest IQ I've seen a player make. It's really dumb.
That was
really dumb.
Pure dumb.
It was like even the initial pitch was dumb, but the second one just.
There were a few pitches that were like, yo, why would he do that? Like, why would he lateral like that?
What makes
like
it so
probably on that play.
What makes it so much worse is you're in a really a division where these games you cannot lose. You had no room for error, and you just made
for real, Bond.
Oh my god!
Facts. Good
that
luck.
Made no sense.
Good luck.
Man.
Yo,
where that bum
that's
from?
Crazy.
Somebody tell me where that bum from, man.
You know it.
Man, y'all know where. I can't even get them words out my mouth.
Asthma.
I can't say it.
Asthma.
I can't say it, bro.
You said Robert died. I died.
The boys that didn't roll over nothing this year. That's where you from.
You hear
the boys
me?
that didn't roll over nothing. But last thing we need to chop it up about, y'all. Bring out your brooms.
We yelling, who that?
I don't care what our record is. Bring out your brooms because we handle our business with the with our rivals right there on the Falcons. They did look kind of scary running that rock. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. You had what's his name? 20-something, man. Big
Tyler.
Yes, Tyler, man.
Algebra. I can't say his name. Sorry.
They had him and Cordell, man. They was trying to get loose for a little second, but for the most part, man, Bond said it, man. Big Taysom Hill, of course, coming through with the bomb to Rashid Shaheed. And man, speaking of Rashid Shaheed, dog, if we don't get that man a contract, man, that dude, man, I seen something that was so crazy, bro. I seen a stat on him that was so crazy. But every touchdown that he had, I want to say was been over 40 yards. Dude averages like 20 yards a catch. That's wild.
I might have it's not. It might be an unpopular opinion as a Saints fan. I'm not. It's nice to have Rashid, him doing what he's doing. I'm not really I'm not surprised, but like we've had it before. You know what I'm saying? And like the Saints have this thing where like I'm not even getting my hopes up because they don't keep it around. Do we recall Kenny Stills? Kenny
Yep.
Stills was leading in total average yards per catch. His first year with us.
Brandon Cooks. That was the one that I was mad we let go.
Exactly.
I was mad we let Brandon
draft
Cooks
these
go.
players and we let them go, and it's like I'm not even gonna get excited. I'm just gonna look like, oh, it's nice that we had them on our team for this year because I just know, not that we're a bad organization. I just don't know. I don't think that we're gonna get what we desire.
You don't think we're gonna keep Rasheed?
Nope.
Man, I would sign that man, bro.
I would too,
if
man.
I had some kind of power to that, I would hear you.
If history repeats itself, he won't be a Saint when the time comes.
For the most part, yep. Unfortunately, right? Like I wish we could throw some of that bag that we put in Juice's hands, in Jarvis Landry's hands, over to Shaheed, because it seems like a lot of the routes that we were asking Jarvis Landry to win on, Shaheed has been literally in that position. He's been in that slot and he's been running those routes and he's been winning and actually bringing the ball in. So I would love to see him back on the New Orleans Saints roster next year. But as Ken alluded to, that doesn't always happen in our organization. And this is a team that is pretty close to the salary cap as it is, right? So we're trying to kind of like cut back, it feels like. But I don't want to see that, man, because we got a lot of good assets that are young and aren't very expensive right now. So if we let them go somewhere else, they're going to go get that bag, but they're going to also produce for whoever gives them that bag.
Yeah, y'all right. But, man, and I see Jalen popping up tag in. If we can keep, like I said, like a Rasheed around like we did.
That's what it remind me of. Your Robert Meacham and your Teddy. Yeah.
Robert Meacham was my dude.
Hey, Meacham was the truth.
Boy, that was my dude out of Tennessee, man. He used to get it done, didn't he?
Man, remember when he?
I like that comment right there, Bond. Because honestly, bro, Landry has not been doing what I thought Landry was going to do this year, man.
Yeah, I think he showed up in one game,
bro. One game.
Probably that Seattle game. We scored 37 on them.
When I don't think he showed up. I had so much high hope for Landry, bro, and it's just like, wait, come on, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know. Honey Badger, I was a little upset with my boy coming in, but now
he coming along, ain't he? He turning that corner. It seems like
he got going.
He said age 5 years, 1 season. Y'all killing me tonight, bro.
Nah. Yeah, Landry, I don't know what he been doing, man. Because you let the young dudes like Olave and you supposed to be a vet out there, bro. You letting Olave and Rasheed.
But it's more to it though. Like I even though his performance not saying it, he still is a very down to earth smart dude. Like you still can learn from people, even though they may not be putting the numbers out there. He's not making the plays that we hope he is, but his presence alone could still make others better. You know what I'm saying? Just like your IQ, like you could be doing, you can know all the right things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still thankful to have him. Like that's me personally. Like I'm no disrespect to Jarvis. I get it. He's not.
No, it ain't no been hurt. Still a great.
He's
athlete, bro.
It's
ain't taking nothing from him. Big better,
He might have a good year next year, right?
Yeah, but we saw people like that. When you sign players like that, you got to think more like this guy's not only here to produce when his name is called, but we got some receivers, some really young receivers. We're coming off of a year where our receivers were so inexperienced and so bad. We need somebody to come in here and change that. Mike Thomas is not playing, right? So it can't be him. He's like a coach, and it's probably hard for him to coach because he can't play. He might be going through a little mental thing, right? So you got Jarvis coming here, and he's got to lead this group the best way that he can. So I think he might be doing his job well. I can't say for sure, but the way that our receivers are performing, like Rasheed, you got Chris Olave, like, hey, he probably doing exactly what he need to do. I know he's capable of making plays, and I think if we get in that position where it's like do or die, Jarvis is gonna come in the clutch for us because that's a tiger, baby. That's what he do.
That's what I believe too. I think I wish he didn't like work himself out of the rotation so much, right? Like, because I felt like he was one of those guys that down the road we could rely on him, and we were going to need to rely on him and might still need to. It's just that he's not on the field as much as he was in those first, I would say, like 5 games of the year. So it makes it a lot harder on him. I was watching the last game we played, and they mentioned like where he got his first target, and it was pretty deep into the game. And I was just thinking in my head that that's because he really hasn't even run routes. Like, he hasn't been on the field to run routes and win those routes to get the target or get the catch.
Yep.
So the more we can have him on the field and in rhythm, it feels like he's not in rhythm at all. And Jarvis Landry is a big rhythm player. Is almost like a volume shooter in the NBA, where it's like the more looks that they get and the more engaged they are in the game plan, the better their stats are going to look. And like, he's a player that you kind of have to force feed and get the ball to if he's going to be an asset for you. And it's like we don't really have the bandwidth to force feed him the ball, so he's kind of got to get it how he lives, like make the most out of whatever opportunities he gets. And it's only so much opportunity, so there's only so much production.
Yeah. But as far as overall, man, I like how our defense been performing overall.
Heck yeah.
I love how our defense been performing, especially starting off the season. But regardless, man, we swept on Falcons, man. We got Cleveland. We got Cleveland next, man.
Peace up.
It's gonna be real cold in Cleveland.
Hey, Dre, did you just turn your headset to light skin mode to dark skin? Because you was sounding real smooth for a quick second right there. I was like, dang, what, the mood didn't change? let me turn the lights down.
Yeah, man. Nah, the defense locked up. I actually felt like Atlanta played well. Do y'all feel like they played better than we expected them to?
Yeah,
No,
but
I kind of do. Like, D. Ritter looked good. Like, Drake London looked good, bro. Like, those guys are gonna be a problem for us down the road. It almost feels like we kind of got a preview of what we're gonna be seeing for the next few years from them. Tyler Algier, Drake London, and Desmond Ritter. But those 3 guys made plays against our defense.
Desmond Ritter just gotta get a little bit more accurate, bro. Cause we dropped the ball on a couple of picks, bro. We could have had about 4 off of them, bro. 3 or 4 picks off of
Alante
Ritter,
broke on one so beautiful.
Oh yeah,
broke
man.
on it.
Yeah, Alante need to work on the hands just a little bit more, man. Your coverage is solid. You gotta catch that ball.
At least he's putting himself in position. That's good. He put himself in position to make plays.
I love
Alante
Taylor, bro. Like,
yeah.
I love we picked him. That was one of the solid picks we could have made in the draft, under Olave, of course. And then I need to see more out of Trevor Penning. I really ain't too much hype on Trevor Penning in my opinion.
He comes in on that jumbo package where we overload the left side and replace him on the right side in like the tight end position. But he's really just a glorified old lineman. He's a eligible receiver when he's in that package. But he blocks well in that package. But if he's ever in the game at the true left tackle or right tackle, he's been somewhat of a liability.
Penalties.
Yeah,
I want to work on them penalties. Maybe getting a lot of penalties. I feel like, bro. Every time I see him get in the game, he's coming right back out off a penalty.
Man, I think I said that from the jump. He was like that before coming into it. That man
was.
Other than that, man, you got Caden Ellis been balling out for us this year. You got Pete Werner, of course. Like,
future Pro Bowler Pete Werner. I think we got 3 future Pro Bowlers in. Big Play Pete, who I call him, that's number 20. You know him. The last one's gonna shock y'all, but Alante Taylor, I think, will be a Pro Bowler one day. Chris Olave, but that's not the third guy I was talking about. I think Rashid Shaheed one day will be a Pro Bowler, whether it's a return man or a wide receiver. I think he'll be maybe not all pro, but he'll be a Pro Bowl guy, like an all-star guy. I just hope it's in the New Orleans Saints uniform.
He can do it all. And Keys, man. Kamara.
Yeah.
Right now. Hey, Kamara really had a more of a decent game than what he been having. I feel
100
like,
all-purpose yards.
yeah, I just feel like we could have worked him a little bit more on the screens and stuff like that. But other than that, bro, I don't got too much to say about Kamara this game. I mean, he did his thing. He held it down this game. I just need him to finish out like that for the rest of the year, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, bro. I feel like we're like one running back away. Who else was toting it with Alvin?
Man,
he was toting.
Freaking David Johnson came in there and fumbled.
He fumbled.
Real,
he did
man.
fumble. But look,
fumble off rip.
Them first like 4 or 5 totes, he was toting.
Man, hey, let me tell you,
he should be our third string running back, right? Like we're one running back away. It's not Mark Ingram. We can cross that off the list. We already know. Probably not Eno Benjamin, who is going to be our practice player for the remainder of the season. But if we have one other guy who we could work in with Alvin Kamara and David Johnson, it would make both of those guys a little bit more comfortable running the ball. So yeah, I feel like we're a piece or two away going into next year. And the way the season started, and when I say a piece or two away, I don't mean just a piece or two away from being like 17-0 and just running the table, but I mean like being a better team and a contender. So when the season started, we didn't feel that way, right? We didn't feel that optimistic. So I feel a whole lot better after these last, I would say even 2 weeks or 3 games, even though we're 1-1 in the last 3 weeks, than I did before those games were played.
Mm-hmm.
So how y'all? I don't want to get too in depth with it because we'll get into it Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But how y'all feeling about the Cleveland? Y'all feeling pretty on the confident end with that too? Y'all feeling like we might drop the bag on that one? Because if we drop the bag one more time, man,
that's it. I'm not confident. I will say that. I will not. I will say I'm not confident. I think they have a defense that could definitely stifle our offense. We spoke about it for weeks. We're not unpredictable at all, right? So when we line up, you know what we're trying to get into, and it's just a matter of if you can stop it or not. And Cleveland, they've got some speed, right? So they're not playing their best ball, but they're hot. They've been winning games. Now I will admit, every game that they've won, I would say, has been against a team that's lesser than the Saints, not record-wise, of course, but just off the strength. And so we just gotta.
Boy, I gotta show this.
We gotta play perfect.
Boy, it's gonna be 3 degrees in Cleveland Saturday. The lowest, 12 the highest.
And who wants to tackle Nick Chubb in 3-degree weather?
Yo.
I don't. Hopefully Pete Warner and Caden Ellis do, because I don't.
Well, guys,
I will be on my couch and I will be happy about it. You feel me?
We're gonna get right,
warm and on the couch.
We're gonna get right, bro. We're gonna get right, bro.
Yeah.
You think we get the dub, kids?
Hey, I think we ain't done yet.
I think we ain't.
I think we ain't done.
You got the blinking crazy.
I said it last week. I said it.
I think we ain't done yet.
I
said it started with the Falcons, and then we move on. We taking it a game at a time.
1-0 every week, right?
But we also need this to happen. I just wanted to pop that up there on the screen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bucks losing 2, Saints winning out, and then I ain't gonna read all that. Y'all can see it for yourself. That's a lot. That's not going to happen. I can tell you what's not going to happen. That's that Tampa Bay losing out.
But here's how you got to do it. But this is what you got to do, especially as fans. We have to win before we think about anything else. Let's win the game. Win the game. We just went out. That's all we can do. Because you get. But
we also need them Bucks.
No, I know. So, hey, we could be worried about them losing, and the whole time we ain't even winning. you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
It's like
you gotta win out.
Let me see them because we get every time we've been in a situation where we don't control our fate, it has not turned out well.
Yeah.
So I would just like to see us go out with wins, and whatever happens, happens.
I'm cool with it.
I can't be mad if the Bucks win or lose. If they don't lose out, that I can't get mad at that because
I can't either, but I guarantee you, kid, I'm gonna be tuning into them games like I'm tuning into our games.
No, I'm gonna be watching. You gotta know. You want to know, of course. Yeah, no doubt.
They gotta, I need.
And just if they win, it's like shit. We had a chance to be there and we didn't take it. So we can't.
It was
can't
too
be
little,
like,
too late. Yeah,
just like last year.
I just don't want us as fans. I don't want us as the fans to blame these last 3 weeks when it's been the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being real.
I told y'all in the group message, bro. I said, man, we didn't drop a couple of games that we should have won. A few games. I can't even say a couple. A few games that we should have won. Because honestly, all year we ain't been losing more by than 10 points. You know, we've been in the 10-point. You know, that's the most teams. Really.
And that's with turning the ball over 4 times. Getting 6 penalties that gave automatic first downs, and you still only lose by like 8.
I really, man, that's a couple I take back, man. That's a couple of games.
Yeah, for sure. We get a couple of them games back. We're not even having this conversation.
No.
Right.
You know.
But hey, that's it. That's where it's at.
As bad as our division is, the winner of this division should win outright, but it won't happen. It's gonna be ties and tiebreakers and all kinds of scenarios once it's all said and done. I saw there's a scenario that could happen where all the teams in our division are 7-9 going into the last week. I don't know if that still can happen. I don't know if that's still possible, but it was possible when they were playing on Sunday. So that's just crazy to me, right? It's a dumpster fire. We'll see, man.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get right. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get active.
Hey,
I'm not confident, but I think we get it done.
We grabbed this in Cleveland, bro. Boy, yeah. I'm looking for them Eagles.
You know
fans,
what it is,
Bond. All y'all. I need y'all.
And I need Tampa. It's a long shot. It's a stretch. It's a lot to ask. But I need Tampa to drop a game against the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona this week. It's gonna be on Sunday, so our game will be out the way, and we'll all be able to tune in and watch. If they lose that game, which is not likely. If they lose that game and we win ours on Saturday, the pressure is on.
For sure. But man, we didn't talk about it, y'all. We didn't talk about the Week 15 Breezy Picks of the Week recap. We didn't had special guests come in here, man, give their knowledge. We didn't talk about our Saints, of course, sweeping the Falcons. We didn't talk about them a little bit, about to go to Cleveland. We'll get in more in depth with that. But hey, I appreciate everybody again for tuning in to WhoDatTV with me, your boy J.Floyd, and your boy Ken. Hey, we appreciate y'all to the fullest. Y'all, please continue to support us.
You heard me.
Share our stuff, get it out there. I guess I'm popping up one more time for y'all. That is the link tree for WhoDatTV. It has everything on there from our Twitters to Facebook to YouTube, Twitch accounts, our sponsors. Anything you need is affiliated with WhoDatTV is right there on Linktree. Oh, right over here on the wrong side. Right over here. So hey, y'all click that link. Y'all go tap in and if you haven't already and following all that. But we do appreciate y'all, man.
Thank y'all again to our special guests that came through, man.
Yeah. Marquis, appreciate you, brother. Coop, appreciate you, brother. Hey, and we're gonna have y'all back in this football, man. We enjoy talking this good stuff with y'all and y'all dropping knowledge. We gonna be back on Saturday too. So if you got a big game coming up and you want to see some preview of what we got to say, tune in with us. We'll probably do 10:30 or 11 a.m. We'll be here with y'all on this weekend to talk this good talk with y'all. But yeah, appreciate everybody for coming in and getting right with us today.
Let me hear that music.
Let's go secure this bag Saturday, fellas.
Let me hear that music.
These boys know what it is when you messing with the champ. And they ain't young jock, but you know it's going down. I ain't really talking flame, but I'm the hottest around. And they ain't worried about it, cause you know how it is when you get into that bag. You get into that bag when you chasing to that bag. You get into that bag when you run into that bag. You chasing to that bag when you off the muff. Why these boys stressing? Look, I got them shook. Okay, now watch me drive back like Jameis Winston. Give me out your mentions, I forgot to mention. I'ma cop that yellow rolling looking like the Simpsons. Outside, when I pop out, they wanna play but not now. Cause shit fade like a barber. Watch me cut your shit down. I used to trust but not now. I used to love but not now. I'm so hard list, you can get hit with it, mob Steve.